Hello, I'm Justice Alo, 16 years old. I'm a proud citizen of Ghana in Africa. I'm a first year student in high school. I'm aspiring to be an international journalist one day and later to be a political leader in my country. I am here to talk about child labor as a form of violence against children. When we say child labor, it refers to the use of children as a source of labor while depriving them of their fundamental rights in the process. There are many causes of child labor. These include poverty, selfish demand for unskilled labor, child marriage, large family size, and many more. Children suffer a lot of violence when they are used as a source of labor. For example, child labor can lead to permanent health complications. Working in places such as mines and construction fields may result in lifetime health issues. For example, a boy was working with timber operators, and in the process, the chainsaw cut off his right hand. And this affected his education because he cannot write again. And also, a 12-year-old girl is currently HIV positive because her parents forced her into prostitution so that she may gain money to feed the family. 2. Mental trauma. It is not a pleasant experience to be kept working as a child while your age mates are out there playing and going to school. Also, children lack the ability to shield themselves from most of the challenges that occur in their workplace. Issues such as bullying, sexual exploitation, and unfavorable working hours may result in mental trauma for these children. This is a form of psychological abuse, and they will find it very hard to forget about the past and may become social misfit. 3. Illiteracy. Children that are employed do not get the time to go to school. They are always in their workstation as the days and the years go by. For this matter, the lack of education and illiteracy makes them individuals with limited opportunities as far as employment is concerned. 4. Loss of quality childhood. Child labor deprives children from enjoying their childhood. Every child is expected to enjoy his or her childhood before attaining to adulthood. They are always busy like bee working on our streets. For this reason, they try to behave like adults. Now, how can child labor be eradicated? 1. Empowerment of poor people. Poor people are the most affected by child labor. Empowering them through income generating and knowledge will go a long way in reducing cases of child labor. 2. Enforce laws that prohibit the exploitation or employment of children to undertake hazardous work. Perpetrators should be arrested and prosecuted. Children should not be allowed to provide labor at the expense of getting an education and enjoying their labor. It is legally and morally wrong. 3. Building resilience and life skills. Children should be trained to avoid hazardous work and engagement in activities that could affect their development. Develop resilience that enables them to protect themselves and their peers and meaningfully contribute to community development. 4. Engage the faith communities to educate and preach against child labor. Due to the influence faith leaders have in our community, working with them will greatly contribute to change in social norms and practices that promote child labor in our communities. 5. Government should provide social interventions such as free feeding in our schools and free health insurance for most vulnerable families to avoid parents giving their children out in servitude, trafficking, child labor, and child marriage. We want to remind global and world leaders of the pain and suffering we children go through. We want to remind them it is time to fulfill their promises to make the world a safer place for we children. We therefore call on them to take action now to end violence against children all over the world. The innocence of a child should not be taken away for the purpose of making the life of the adult easier. It is both unfair and morally unacceptable. Thank you very much.
Yes, you are definitely a budding politician. I look forward to seeing you elected, first of all,